Goku vs Saitama, the pointless debate. In my last bracket video on the most overpowered characters in anime, I made two statements that caused an uproar in the comments. The first being that Saitama is clearly more overpowered within his universe than Goku is relative to the Dragon Ball universe, which honestly I don't even think is up for debate, and I will definitely elaborate on. But the second claim that I made was that if the two characters actually had to fight, that I honestly have no clue who would win. I said that if I had to choose, I would put my money on Saitama, but overall I don't think it's a battle that anyone can properly power scale. As the title of the video suggests, I think it's pointless, but not for the reason that most people give, where they say Saitama is a gag character and thus can't be power scaled. No, it's a real world with real rules and the potential to gain immense power. And I will explain why I think it's pointless, but before that let's tackle my original statement. The tournament bracket that I did was on overpowered anime characters relative to their anime's universe. So in the case of Saitama vs Goku, it wasn't a death battle, but rather who is more overpowered within their corresponding world. I'll get to the death battle portion of the video soon, don't worry. And my main points regarding Goku were that he comes from an insanely powerful universe, potentially the most overpowered universe within anime, most relevant characters being able to destroy planets with ease. However, I personally don't think Goku has been overwhelmingly overpowered throughout the series, as we have seen him die multiple times. When he does win, he often comes out with many serious wounds. He even managed to get wrecked by one of Frieza's underlings' shitty little lasers. Overall, he isn't invincible by any means, and a lot of his feats are achieved through insane training and his dedication to martial arts, while in comparison Saitama is much more overpowered, again within his universe, compared to what he's fighting against, where he actually suffers from a level of depression because he is just so strong that no fight can give him the thrill that he truly desires. Both Goku and Saitama search for strong opponents, the only difference is Goku manages to find them and has entertaining tough battles, while no one within the One Punch Man universe is even close to Saitama, which caused his depression in the first place. Overall, I think my statement that Saitama is more overpowered is undeniable. Maybe if he faced off against Whis or even better Zeno, then we could have a debate. But within their own respective universe, Saitama is more overpowered than Goku. Now on to my second claim regarding if they had to fight. A good old death battle, if you would. And in my opinion, I think it's a pointless debate. And the reason that I say that is I personally don't think we could power scale Saitama. 1. We have not seen him fight an opponent that actually brings him to his limit. Someone similar enough in power that we have an idea as to what Saitama can and cannot do. And personally, I don't think we ever will. And number 2, he has no limits, or rather he removed his limiter. How can you possibly measure a power that is infinite? Let me read you a quote. No matter how much effort one puts in, every living being has an intrinsic limit to its growth. Too much power becomes unbearable and overwhelms its host, turning it into a mindless, rampaging monster. To ensure that we do not enter the realm where we lose all purpose and ability to reason, God has set limits to the growth of every being. The mechanism with which growth is controlled is called the limiter, by Dr. Genius from One Punch Man. He also states that Saitama somehow managed to remove his limiter, gaining power that he cannot even fathom. Even when Boros first meets Saitama, he states that he can sense no limit to his energy. So how can you even begin to scale someone with no limit? How can you try and compare him to another character if you haven't seen what he could really do? If you only see someone beat up a bunch of kids or step on literal ants, can you say they are the strongest in existence? No, but you wouldn't be able to prove that someone else is stronger than them either. I'm sure I don't need to spell it out for you guys, but what I'm saying is that you can't prove that Saitama is stronger or weaker than Goku because we honestly don't know. But like I said, if I had to place a bet on someone in a death match, I would put it on the guy with no limits versus the guy who has died twice and got pierced by a shitty little laser. But hey, that's just me. Goku's feats and the magnitude of his power, especially Mastered Ultra Instinct, are nothing to laugh at. But at least we have some ideas as to where his power lies, and we know he isn't invincible, which is a statement I cannot say for Saitama. Again, I'm not saying Saitama is stronger right now, but rather it's a pointless debate. Let me address some of the claims that people make and how they try to power scale Saitama to prove that Goku is stronger. They use this manga panel right here, that he took damage. So he got a few scratches from an insanely powerful blast that he took head on and didn't even try to defend himself against. I feel like we need to at least acknowledge that it still barely affected him. Like, he got some scratches. He's not bleeding or anything serious. Also, it was a fan translation and wasn't in the official print, so it really isn't a legitimate argument. Max, we could say, is that he got some scratches, but likely he wasn't affected at all. Sorry for all these stupid little analogies, but you know when you're play fighting against a younger sibling or your little cousin, and you're obviously not serious because you don't want to hurt them because they're so small and so weak, and you're honestly not even taking them seriously and paying full attention, and they somehow manage to get a good hit on you that you kind of feel, but at the end of the day it's still not a big deal? Would you say that your little cousin or sibling is similar in strength to you now? Or that instance can actually be used to scale your strength? Of course not. The same way Goku getting shot through by a tiny little laser beam doesn't make him even remotely close to Sorbet in power. I wouldn't use Sorbet's power to scale Goku or think that he's even close to him in strength now. All you could really say now is that Goku isn't that durable or invincible when his defenses are down. So in the same way Boros giving Saitama a few scratches, not a fatal wound like Goku got, doesn't mean Saitama is even close to Boros' level. He could literally be 1 billion times stronger, we have no clue. The next thing that I hear a lot is that he had to use a serious punch to finish Boros off, meaning that Saitama can't be that much stronger. If you remember correctly, he managed to literally disintegrate Boros with consecutive normal punches, meaning that his normal punches would have been enough to defeat an opponent of that level. Like, all that remained was his blood. However, in this case, Boros has some insane levels of regeneration. But all this proves is Boros has amazing regeneration, not that he is even close in strength to Saitama in any way. Saitama just used a serious punch because he realized he would have to punch him hard enough that literally nothing remained of his body. But what does serious even mean? He might have a super serious, a mega serious punch, consecutive serious punches. Serious could be anywhere between a normal punch and infinity, considering Saitama broke his limiter. Saitama, who made up the name of his punch, doesn't even know how strong he is. He doesn't know his own limits. Overall, the point of this video is that we can't possibly begin to estimate Saitama's strength, so how can we properly power scale him versus Goku? This is one of my favorite replies that someone tweeted at me. A lot of people tried to make the same argument, but this one is actually decently written and simple. At All Day Anime. Saitama is not stronger than a Goku. Just because Saitama has never lost a battle doesn't mean he's stronger, which is true. Goku has fought universal to multiversal beings, while Saitama has fought a being that was only planet level, meaning that Saitama loses by lack of feats. Again, a ton of people try to use this argument, and while not inherently wrong, especially if you're just doing a fun power scaling video, scaling by feats is fine in most situations and against most characters, but in this case it just doesn't work. And I actually wanted to use this perspective to make it easier to understand my points. Saitama broke his limiter, so we know he is insanely powerful, we just don't know how powerful. And there likely isn't even a limit to his power. We have no one to compare him to because everyone he defeats is way weaker than him, making this entire debate pointless because based off of what we have seen and the information provided, we cannot prove that Saitama is stronger or weaker. So Goku having larger feats doesn't prove that he is actually stronger in any way. The thing is, most power scalers look at Goku's accomplishments versus Saitama's accomplishments, or feats. And since Goku's are larger, they conclude that Goku is stronger. The problem lies with the unknown and potentially infinite potential Saitama has. However, before we end the video, I do want to address something that I hear a lot, and have even said myself, which is kinda dumb in retrospect. That if Saitama fought someone of Goku's caliber within the One Punch Man universe, he would win because that's the point of the show, for Saitama's limitless ability to overpower any adversary regardless of the adversary's strength, which is true to a certain extent. That's kind of the point of the show, for Saitama to defeat powerful opponent one after the other, them just getting more and more powerful, and he just defeats them all with ease every time, getting very little to no credit for his accomplishments. But the reason I think it's dumb is the exact same thing applies to Goku. He may get wounded or even die, but in the end Goku wins and saves the planet or universe every time. If Saitama were to join the world of Dragon Ball and somehow fought against Goku, it wouldn't be any different. So overall, I don't like that argument very much. But anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, subscribe for more, and consider supporting me via Patreon. That way I could continue hiring editors, and keep pumping out that consistent quality content that you guys deserve. I currently have no reward tiers, but I'm going to add shoutouts saying thank you to all patrons going forwards. It may be at the end, middle, or even beginning of future videos. A huge thank you goes to Viva the Loser, Ace17FFDP, MC Manga, The Ethan, Shoot Alpha, Beck, and Nick Sands. Thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. To everyone else, I do hope you enjoyed, and just like that, I will see you all next time. Shinpaku.